impact on other people's lives and the world in general, just by simple things, the simplest things, and this is for me in this phase of life, the older I get, the more I think about giving back to the world, right? You wanting to leave a mark and make a difference. And it doesn't have to be, the big things are great, like the donations or the nonprofits or the volunteering. But I think we could also, if we don't watch for it or be intentional about it, miss the little things that we can do.
That is so good. That is so good. I just, there's a song. Is it, who's that? Macklemore, right? And there's a song, and I just, yesterday, when your son, Andrew, picked me up from the airport and pulling into your driveway, and it's the lyrics of the song, and it says, you die, they say you die twice. The first time is when you die, and then the last time is when the last person mentions your name. Right. And it gave me chills a little bit.
I just got chills.
Right. So the whole point is, and I posted on this just yesterday. So it's funny that this is all, this is happening at this time, and we're talking about it today, because there's another song called Standing Room Only by Tim McGraw. And if you haven't heard that song or don't know that song, do yourself a favor and go to Google and Google the lyrics and read through the words of that, and then play the music, because I haven't heard that yet. It will really, I think, bring a tear to your eye. But the whole point is what you said. And when you started out this conversation, is sometimes we get to feeling like we're not enough. Like we don't have a charity, or we don't have a big amount of money to donate, or, we're just one person and we're not changing the world. We're not out there changing the world. Guess what? Small acts of kindness can have a huge ripple effect that you may never know. And to your point, you never, ever know how far reaching that little thing that you did today or yesterday with a stranger, with someone can affect the lives of people tomorrow.
BJ Palmer said that.
Yes.
And it's so true. And this is the thing also, it might be something small that you do that you don't necessarily see right away or ever. It might be something that shows up down the road, not even in your lifetime, but these small things can make an impact. How many times have you heard the story about somebody reflecting on where they are and saying, the biggest life changer was when I was in elementary school and my teacher said this to me. And it might not to that teacher have even been like a realization that that you did anything big. And for that person that's sharing that story, they didn't realize it then. It didn't show up until, 20 years down the road. But this is the case. We have the power to affect, and I would say that, and I wanted to mention this in this conversation, because we have teens and young adults and we have their friends around us, the impact we can have on these kids just by showing up for them, having a kind word to say, having a compliment, having words of wisdom, cheering them on. And not only that, just modeling what it's like to be a good person, right? Because they're watching us.
Yes, I love that. Not just blowing smoke up their butt. No,
you're
amazing. But actually going out and being that person who steps out and does the little things for people on a consistent basis. So it's just a little mindset shift, right? It's just a slight, because what I was sharing about yesterday is that I've really been in this period of just head down, just going through life, little time left over with really to devote to stuff like this.
Yeah.
And then I heard that song a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like, it takes so little effort to do this. We're talking little things, like when you go into a store and you're checking out at the counter, stop and make eye contact with the person. They're wearing a name tag. Call them by name. Hey, Brooke, thank you.
I do it every time.
So much. I really appreciate you. You know how many interactions that person has, and there's no humanness after it's gone. And the emptiness of that is probably got to take its toll. So just one person actually looking at that person in their eyes and having a conversation and being present, calling them by name, moment, calling them by name,
asking how they are today,
and really actually caring about their answer. Right?
Yeah. I do that with all my servers too. I call them by name and ask how they're doing tonight. And
me too.
Thank them.
Yeah.
It's so important.
Goes
I'll
so
take the
far.
grocery store thing a step further, or any checkout line. If you are in that line and you've got a ton of stuff in your cart, I know you want to get out of there, but if you have someone coming in behind you that has like 2 things, let them go in front of you.
Let them go ahead. Yeah.
It's such a simple thing, and people will be so grateful for that.
Yeah. It's karma, right? Like whether or not you believe in that necessarily, I just feel like no matter what you believe, good things that you put out in the world have a way of coming back to you. So it just makes good sense.
Yeah.
Another thing is active listening with people, right? That's a way to just be present and to show care and show validation and show somebody that they're seen and heard. Just, not just waiting for somebody to stop talking, but to actually really listen and observe. Just be an observer.
Yeah. I think we've lost the art of listening and really paying attention. I think it's been lost a little bit.
Yeah.
Especially with the younger crowd. And it is important to listen to what people are saying.
Yeah.
And look them in the eye as they're talking and really being present for a conversation.
And I think if you challenge yourself, so just have this thought, like, if you just wake up, if you really make this a priority, challenge yourself to doing one small act of kindness a day, you're going to be on the lookout for opportunities to do this, because you're going to
absolutely
be wanting to check this off.